Hi Sagittarius, this is your forecast for the month of June 2017. This is a general reading for Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Rising, or Sagittarius Moon. If you have a different rising or moon sign, you might find watching those videos helpful or more informative for you. You can watch your reading in 3 different ways: the full extended monthly, or for just the energy influence, watch the brief. Or if you prefer, watch the weekly for the upcoming week. Weeklies also make it easy for you to review information you may have forgotten in the full reading. Please remember that these are general readings, and so they may not apply to everyone. If you would like a reading that is specific to you, please visit my website at thealchemistastrologer.com, and I invite you to follow me on Facebook, Google+, and Instagram. Please also check out my pay-per-view channel, vimeo.com/on-demand/finding-love for monthly love readings. Now, the underlying energy is this 4 of Swords. So during this month, you'll be doing a lot of thinking. You may be spending some time alone. Some of you may be recovering from an illness. Now, we have issues connected to excess. Now, some of you may be dealing with something to do with alcoholism or some kind of an abuse of something. And so there could be issues of trying to recuperate from that. Some of you, maybe you're visiting a hospital, maybe you're the patient, maybe you're visiting the doctor. For some of you, you may be dealing with an unwelcome guest, and you may feel exiled, or maybe you feel like an outcast in some way. Whatever it is, you're having to rethink some things. You may be reconsidering your position and regrouping. This can be a month where you rely on your faith. Maybe you're doing a lot of prayer or meditation or introspection. For some of you, you've decided, you want to take a vacation. You want to take a break. You want to get away from it all. You're in retreat mode. Whatever it is, there's not a lot going on, not a lot of communication, not a lot of activity, and that may be welcome or not. Either you want that, you need that in order to recharge and regain your peace of mind, or you're feeling some sense of isolation and loneliness. You may not be even in the most pleasant surroundings. You may feel confined, or maybe you feel you have trouble making decisions. You don't know what your next move should be. This is likely to focus around healing of some sort, whatever that healing is, emotionally, spiritually. You're trying to regain balance between the inner world and the external world. And maybe that calls for taking a time out. Maybe it calls for nourishing yourself, loving yourself. But you are definitely at the end of some type of cycle where it's necessary for you to take a time out and regroup. Now, this month, you need to be aware of temptation, going to extremes. And the Nine of Cups says that that's a possibility. You're either swinging from one end of the pendulum to the other. Either you're, taking something to the extreme by trying to do too much, or you're simply not doing enough. So again, you need to strike that balance. If you feel comfortable with where you are right now, then this break, again, is welcome, and your mind is not running away with you. You're not jumping to conclusions. But since you have that Nine of Swords, it's likely that you are worried, because there are a lot of loose threads, and you may be avoiding something or hiding away from something, or trying to wish something away, or still thinking you can save something or revive something. and not facing the truth to a situation. And remember, the star said, make sure you know what you want and make sure you're involved in something that actually has a chance rather than something that's a dead end. Your options could be rather limited right now. So, the idea of going over your position and reconsidering things is important. This not wanting to look at alternatives because of, letting other things get in the way. Something that might actually improve a situation for you. As long as you remain in denial about issues, not dealing with things in a timely manner, it's going to complicate your life and your situation. This is likely to do with something that impacts your destiny in some way, your long-range future and your goals. It could be intense situations that have to do with, again, your future and the things that you value, the people that you value that are connected to your future. And it also ties into your sense of security, your sense of belonging, your sense of well-being and stability. And there are going to be some challenging developments for you that center around partnerships, exchanges, and whether you are receiving satisfaction in those. There's some type of a dilemma that you're facing, some uncertainty and inability to move forward. And it has to do with some questions from the past that are still influencing you presently. There is a lack of stability in your situation, and either it's just unstable or it's simply unstable because everything hasn't been quite worked out yet. You're working on it. But what is important for you this month is the ability to cut through something that is cloudy or emotional for you. You're trying to make sense of how you feel, and you're trying to be okay with how you feel. Now, this may involve therapy, it could involve counseling, or simply just talking through, connecting with someone and clearing that fog. You are trying to make sense of the past, and in that process, some situations, there's probably some unconscious projection going on. You or someone else, though, will have the ability to think more clearly and perhaps somewhat coldly, more detached, more objective when others are being overpowered by their grief or their emotion. There could be situations where somebody's getting in the way between two lovers and keeping them apart. Some of you may be in situations where you or someone else is overcome with emotion and you're losing clarity or you're confused because someone doesn't want to face the harshness of reality. And some of you will be getting, again, some guidance from the stars. You'll be getting some psychic messages that will aid you in your quest to gain some clarity.